In this video, we're going to talk about a little different way of thinking through how to get better as a songwriter. A useful way to get better at any skill is to really break down that one skill into sub-skills that make up that one skill. So for instance, with songwriting, sure, we can say, oh, I just want to become a better songwriter. But the question is, what different sub-skills make someone a better songwriter? A better songwriter is just a pretty vague thing to talk about, right? Like, what does that even mean? But we can break that into subcategories, such as, for instance, a very good melody writer, right? A good songwriter, in theory, is a good melody writer. But what other skills contribute to whether or not you're a good songwriter, or just in general to leveling up your songwriting? Well, you have lyric writing, right? You have harmony writing or chords. You also have other sub-skills, like, for example, how good are you at writing a bass line, or writing a drum groove, or writing maybe a guitar hook, or piano parts, right? There are so many different sub-skills that go into songwriting. We also can talk about the different skills that help contribute to our songwriting ability. So for example, how good of a pianist or how good of a guitarist you are might not directly impact how good of a songwriter you are, but it will indirectly impact it. Because if you're a really, really good pianist, then you're less limited on what piano parts you can write. And medium level piano parts will be easy for you to write, whereas if you are only a medium level pianist, writing a medium level piano part might be difficult for you because you can barely play that part, much less write it. So for us as songwriters, it's important for us to actually take a look at ourselves and really figure out, what are the different sub-skills that maybe I excel at, and what are the different sub-skills that maybe I'm not so good at? And the reason that's so important is because if we just think, oh, I need to become better at songwriting, that is a good place to start for sure, because then you're going to do some things to get better at songwriting. You're going to at least put forth an effort. You'll maybe watch a video like this. But we really need to break it down further to make it extra helpful to us. Because if I think to myself, I need to become a better songwriter, the question is, okay, well, how? What do I do about it? But once you break the main skill into sub-skills and figure out which sub-skills we need to work on, that's where it can be very helpful in figuring out what do I do about it. So for me, one of the things I struggle with is actually writing songs that are catchy. For some reason, that is something that just doesn't come as naturally to me. So what did I do about it? Well, I made myself every day for over a week. Every single day I made myself record and write a small part that I considered catchy. So I forced myself to do it every single day, and specifically it had to be catchy because I'm trying to address my weakness. Now, of course, all of those did not turn out great, but out of that project, I sort of got a couple of interesting ideas that I might eventually develop into full songs. And even if I don't, that's not really the point, right? The point is to say, I'm not very good at that thing. Let me figure out something I can do that specifically addresses how I'm not very good at that. So after watching this video, I challenge you to sit down, write down the sub-skills that you think go into your songwriting, and then be really honest with yourself about which ones are weaknesses. And from doing that, now you know what you specifically need to address, what you specifically need to work on in order to level up those weaknesses so they're no longer holding you back. And hey, if lyric writing is a weakness of yours, be sure to check out my free guide on my 6 steps that I go through when I write a lyric, because lyric writing shouldn't be just one step. That's how you set yourself up to fail. If you break it down into smaller steps, that is a much, much, much better way to succeed. So be sure to check that out. It's at songwritertheory.com/lyric checklist. Link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll talk to you next time.